Please be seated. Did Jesus just give me permission to stop talking to the family member who voted for a different political party and who has a lot to say about my life? Did Jesus just tell me I can stop being in a relationship with my friend who we've been so close, and yet something's changed? I'm different, they're different, and now there's this discomfort, and I don't really want to talk about it? Or did Jesus just tell me that acquaintance on Facebook who I friended because they were friends with friends of friends, and it told me I should friend them, and now they're my friend and they comment on my page, and I don't really like what they have to say? When Jesus said, "Shake the dust off your feet," was he validating the cancel culture, unfriending or defriending, which was a big controversy in 2009. You can read about it on Google. Culture that we're living in? Is that what he was saying when he said, "Shake the dust off your feet," as a testimony against them? I read that line and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And I thought, what do I know about God? And what I know is the thread that goes from the very beginning of Genesis till the end of Revelation is this thread of love. And so I'm wondering today if we can spend some time talking about how can shaking the dust off of our feet be an act of love, and why today on September 22nd, 2021, it's such an important message to hear. What is it that Jesus can tell us about how to move in and out of relationship that's so important for us to hear and for us to bring to the world? So I've got a top 5. I tried to do the top 10 like David Letterman. I didn't make it past 5. So here we'll go. How is shaking the dust off an act of love? I think it starts with the who. It recognizes who I am and whose I am. I think Dan talked about this earlier this week if you were here on Monday. It's God who's the one who brings about transformation. I'm the agent. God gave power and authority to the disciples, but as far as I know, and I still ask him this question every morning, he never made me God. And I don't think he made any of us God. And then it moves to the when and where. Where did they shake the dust off their feet? It doesn't say, and this story appears in all 3 of the Synoptic Gospels, and I looked, and it doesn't say in any of them that when you're not welcome, shake the dust off your feet right in front of them. Like, look, you know? Like maybe I did when I was a kid, you know, on the rug in my house. But he doesn't tell us to do that. Jesus tells us to do that when we're leaving the town. And why does he tell us to do this? I think this might be the most important point. Because the why, it releases us, and it releases the place and the people that we're in. It releases us from the pain of the situation. I don't know about you, but I just want to tell everybody about Jesus. And I get real excited about it. And sometimes even within my own family, it's not met with the greatest of enthusiasm. There's a lot of pain that can come from that. So I think the why is, one, it releases us from pain, and two, it releases the other person to be on their journey with God. It allows me to say, I can leave and that person's not abandoned. That took me a really long time to get. I'm still working on it. I don't know about you guys. And I think the last thing it allows us to do is, it's okay for us to have difference in our beliefs. It's just, how different is it? And sometimes that foundation is going to be so different that there just may not be a place for us to find some common ground. But Jesus makes that hoop like really, really wide. So wide. Because the hoop is about a message of love and dignity for all. I was talking with Jonathan McManus Dale earlier this week. He's the associate priest at my field education. We were talking about me preaching today, and he said, you know, Stacey, there are just some people who want to see the world burn. And that was hard to hear, because I don't want to believe that, but it takes me right back to that number one of who I am and whose I am. And that it's okay to release and let go, and know that God will still be there with that person. So did Jesus give me, or you, permission to stop talking to that family member? To defriend or unfriend the person on Facebook? Or to not have that conversation with that friend where things feel challenging and difficult? I don't know. I think it's a maybe. And I think the maybe is, I'm glad you all laughed at that. But I really do think it's a maybe. Because the maybe is, can I use this same map that Jesus gave to the disciples to show up in vulnerability, to invite people into a relationship? Can I do those things? And can I look to say, are we coming from the same foundation? And those might give me an answer in the maybe. And I hope that those will give you an answer if you have some of those maybes. Jesus takes, I love how Jesus does this. It's so Jesus-y of him. He always takes the thing that when I first read it, I think, there's the thing that will justify my behavior. And he guides me back gently onto the path and says, remember, I'm the thread of love that went from Genesis all the way through to Revelation. Amen. Amen.